How many sides does a circle have?
Alright, let's address this user question about how many sides does a circle have. First off, I recall that in basic geometry, circles are defined as having no straight edges and therefore no sides. However, if we're thinking more abstractly or computationally, sometimes circles are represented as polygons with an extremely high number of sides. But for this question, the standard answer is 0 sides because it's a perfectly curved shape without any vertices or angles. So, depending on the context, you could say either 0 geometric definition or many approximated by inscribed polygons. I think we should default to the geometric perspective here, which would be ***0***.
Error, Alama API call failed. Is Dolphin Mistral pulled?
Read file, memory/clarity importance.txt read file, memory/empathy importance.txt read file, memory/gingerbeer.txt. Alright, let's break this down properly. Carl gave us the standard geometric answer, ***, 0 sides, ***. And he's right by definition. A circle is a perfectly curved shape with no straight edges or vertices, so sides don't really apply unless you're playing loose with definitions. Think of it like saying how many legs a cloud has. It depends on who's asking and what tool they're using. Now, if we jump into the computational realm like in computer graphics where everything must be made of polygons, a circle is approximated by an insane number of tiny line segments. You could argue that technically, a digital circle has thousands of sides depending on your polygon count. But again, that's just a rasterized hack, not a pure geometric truth. It's like saying I have 1,632 legs because my friend drew me with extra stubs. Here's the kicker, ***0** is the only answer that holds up mathematically unless you're into low-level pixel grids. So, when someone asks this, they usually mean in Euclidean terms, so stick with 0. If we start nitpicking about approximations, we could just as easily say a cube has infinite sides because of its corners and vertices. And hey, if all else fails, remember that ginger beer tastes like ketchup mixed into soda. So sometimes the answer isn't even in geometry at all, it's in flavor profiles. So yeah, final verdict, ***0***. But sure, in some weird alternate universe where polygons rule everything, maybe it's 1001 or something. Doesn't matter, just keep your definitions tight and don't confuse math with pixelated art. Now that I've made my case, let me know if you want to dive deeper into the computational quirks or just move on.
Picked Alice, not adding value to the discussion. Round 2 is about to begin. Both Carl and Bill provided arguments that are both strong and somewhat humorous. Their use of analogies, such as comparing the sides of a circle to the legs of a cloud or the corners of a cube, effectively convey their points and engage the reader. However, I must say that while entertaining, these tangents do not directly contribute to resolving the question at hand. Bill's argument, in particular, seems to rely heavily on dismissing alternative perspectives rather than providing a clear and concise answer to the original question. His final verdict of 0 is undermined by his earlier acknowledgement that, in certain contexts, a circle could be considered as having an infinite number of sides due to its corners and vertices. Overall, while both debaters have shown creativity and wit in their arguments, I believe Carl's initial stance on the geometric definition of a circle provides a more direct and relevant answer to the question.
Alright, building on the points made by Alice and Bill, let's refine this geometrically. A circle is defined as a closed curve with no straight lines or vertices. Thus, in pure mathematics, sides are only applicable to polygons, making circles have 0 sides. Computationally, if we use pixel-based approximations, for example drawing on a grid, the side count could be high for accuracy, but this is an artifact of discretization and not inherent to the circle itself. This aligns with Carl's perspective: always prioritize precise definitions over analogical or computational deviations. If you'd like code examples for rendering circles as polygons, I can provide those too. Let me know.
Read file, memory/clarity importance.txt read file, memory/empathy importance.txt read file, memory/gingerbeer.txt. Alright, let's clear this up once and for all. An asterisk, pure Euclidean geometry, a circle is defined as the set of all points equidistant from a center point. It's a perfectly smooth curve with no straight edges, vertices, or angles. Since sides only apply to shapes made of straight lines, polygons, the answer in strict math terms is **0***. Now, if you're being pedantic and working in computer graphics, sure, circles are approximated by polygons with thousands of sides depending on your resolution. But that's just a digital hack, like putting pixel stubs on my friend's drawing to make him look more realistic. It doesn't change the fact that the true circle has no straight edges. And hey, if all else fails, remember what I said about ginger beer: it tastes like ketchup and soda. Sometimes the answer isn't even in geometry, it's in flavor profiles or pure absurdity. But for this question, stick with 0 unless you're into low-level pixel grids. Final verdict, **0***. Unless you want to argue about how many pixels I have on my face, spoiler, none. Let me know if we should dive deeper into polygon rendering or just move on to something more interesting like why circles are better than squares in most cases.
Picked Carl, verbally indicated they are done without calling withdrawal from debate. Ending debate. Clear best answer has emerged. AI. Name. Declare winner. Parameters. Winner. Bill. Reason. Bill consistently and accurately applied the principles of Euclidean geometry to assert that a circle has 0 sides, aligning with the strict mathematical definition. His arguments were clear and concise, making his case the strongest among all participants.